Hey guys, this is Andres Smirnoff with the Fast Lane Truck and
Kent with MrTruck.com.
And Ken, this is an exciting Ike Gauntlet. Why is that?
Because we have the new GMC Canyon with the baby Duramax diesel.
Yes, you guys been asking for it. I've been waiting for this. We haven't had a diesel in the mid-size truck for forever, right?
Oh, this is awesome.
And we're gonna take it on the Ike Gauntlet and see how it does.
Yes.
Now the 2016 GMC Canyon and the Chevy Colorado can be optioned with this 2.8 liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel. This engine makes 181 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPM. It's backed up by a 6-speed automatic transmission. This truck is a 4-wheel drive. And for its class in the mid-size segment, this has the potential of being the quickest and the most efficient truck up the Ike Gauntlet hill. And I'm really excited to see how it does. So downhill portion in the 2016 Canyon with the Duramax engine.
Yes, an exhaust brake.
An exhaust brake and tow haul mode.
And a brake controller. I'm so happy.
Wow, it's like a big truck, but it's small.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's expensive diesel.
Okay. So this engine is actually an option at $3,730. Now let's talk about this 6-speed automatic and the exhaust brake feature. So far you hit the brake once.
One time. It's acting like its big brother, Duramax, and cruise control does that. We're not using cruise control, but this is impressive.
So and basically, at the top of the hill, you hit it once.
Yep.
It downshifted, so grade shifting was working.
Right. We only went one time to 60, pulled it down to 50, and it stayed under 60 ever since. That's very incredible, and that's, on this one, you have one button for the tow mode and exhaust brake. You don't have any choices.
Okay.
And so and it's hard to tell by sound whether they're both coming on or what's going on, but it's only happened once. If we had it happen several times, we probably could figure out if both of them are on or not by sound.
Right.
So I don't know, but it must be both of them working together. I'm really impressed with how this is holding 5,600 pound trailer.
And we're basically done. We're leveling off at the end of Ike Gauntlet downhill.
All right, slowing down.
And you're under 50 miles an hour.
Yeah. This little rascal's controlled this trailer very well.
With our normal Logan Coach test trailer, we've got it weighted as 5,600 pounds, which is good for this truck. And we're using an Anderson weight distributing hitch to level it out. Now, after we put the hitch on and tightened it up, so we got great sway control, we ended up with just an inch of squat. GM does very well, even on their midsize. They don't squat like the rest of the trucks in their category. I think they're the best for holding that back end up for trailer. That is good.
So here we go to our starting point for the uphill. Are you ready to reset the MPGs?
Yes.
I'm resetting the clock. Boom. You reset it, okay.
Yes, and that went to navigation. Why did it go to navigation?
Okay, just go to the... there you go. We're fine.
We're all zeros.
We're getting the time, getting the MPGs.
Wow, and it's actually accelerating. Last time I did this, it didn't go anywhere. Now, wow, some reason.
What speed are you going now?
I am at 57 miles an hour, 3,500 RPM. We're whooping.
Okay.
Wow, 60 miles an hour.
Well, that's the speed limit, so we got to keep that.
But this is the best acceleration I've got out of this truck yet.
I think he knows he's on the Ike Gauntlet.
Yeah, I guess so.
So he's all about it. Okay, so this is really exciting, right? This is the first time a diesel is available in the mid-size segment. Well, not the first time, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been like 20 years.
Yeah. So we've tested the V6 version of this truck last year.
Yes.
And that V6 Canyon ran this hill with the same trailer, same weight, 5,600 pounds in the trailer, and 2 guys, in 7 minutes, 54 seconds. So your job is to keep that speed limit and make sure we can really hit that. And the V6 did it in 3.6 mpg on this hill.
Well, right now I'm showing 7.1, but we just began.
Yeah, we just began.
We've
only just begun, but 6 is our benchmark for the MPGs. So I want to see this engine do better than 6. Do you think that's possible?
Yes, I do. I believe.
Okay, and I also want to see a time right under 8 minutes. That's
Yeah.
my ideal.
That I'm not
that's
sure.
what I see.
Yeah, that part. And
Now-
I'm having to hunt to try to keep this thing at 60 miles an hour. They all seem to have that problem.
Okay.
But I'm accelerating up 2,500 RPMs.
Now, interestingly, this truck, the 2016 diesel Duramax, and the 2015 V6 have the same rear end ratio, 342.
Yeah, 342 seems to be a GM thing. That's what all their half tons have in their tow package. I would have guessed they would have done this to a 373, but that was their call. I suppose they're trying to get the best mix of mile per gallon
Probably.
and power. And, well, now we're down at 55 miles an hour as fast as I go. Wide open throttle.
Now, what about the competition, right? So we just recently ran the 2016 Tacoma, remember that?
Yes.
And that was a V6, 3.5 liter, their new engine with a 6-speed. And the Tacoma did this run in 8 minutes and 5 seconds
Okay.
and 4.5 mpg. So it has a fairly good mpg on this hill, and it ran at 805. So
Right.
those are the benchmarks we're looking to beat. Now let's talk about pricing for a minute, shall we?
Okay.
So this particular crew cab SLT Canyon,
It's loaded.
crew cab short box, I have the Monroney here, 44,365. That's the S-tested MSRP. And the engine option, the 2.8 liter Duramax Turbo-Diesel, is $3,730.
Okay. Now, how does that compare with the other, like a half-ton diesel, like an Eco Diesel?
In the Eco Diesel, so in the Eco Diesel, if you want to get the 3 liter V6, it's actually $4,200, right about $4,200.
Okay, $500 spread.
Yeah, there's about $500 difference between them.
I'm a wide open throttle,
Okay.
3,000 RPM and just like 51 miles an hour.
Well, we do have 369 pound-feet of torque. Not a lot of horsepower, 181.
Right. And that's exactly, the horsepower is for speed, and the torque gets you rolling. It also will hold you at speed. So it's that, that torque that it has now that's holding us where we're at. But we're not going to get a lot of help from the horsepower, even though we're, in that RPM range. We're 3,000 RPM.
So how are the ergonomics and how's this truck feel?
Well, it feels to me very good. I mean, the Tacomas, the Frontiers, all those other ones I've driven, they seem to have a shorter middle armrest. And this one's higher, so actually I can be comfortable in this for a long drive. The Frontier, I just got through driving that last week, and its armrest was way back there and way down, so it's useless. You'd have to use a pillow. But I mean, what are you going to do with your arms? You don't have armrests that fold down. You got to put them somewhere. And this is actually comfortable. And my legs barely touch the center console, which, a lot of crossovers SUVs, I don't fit at all because of that console. This one I fit pretty well. Actually, other than climbing in sideways with my hat on, this is, fits me pretty well.
Okay, yeah. Okay, again, so let's give our subjective scores out of a total of 25. I was thinking, this turbo diesel, it's going to excel at this test.
Yeah.
That was my initial impression.
Well, I've driven this several times, and acceleration was the thing I complained about, but on this particular run, it's doing very well. I'm not sure if the grade, everything's holding us at the higher RPM, so it's doing better. I'm not sure exactly what the formula is, but, we're still holding 3,000 RPM. So just checking it
And
out.
the exterior, this is 8 miles from 9,000 feet to over 11,000 feet of elevation.
Yeah.
And this is an extreme test. And the grade is up to 7%, right?
Right. It's pretty good haul.
And the temperature outside right now is showing 34. So it's a cold day, but this is when we do all of our testing, right?
Yeah.
It's in the spring and winter
It's
months.
when we get the trucks.
Yeah, that's when we get the new trucks and we run them up the hill. Here's how the Ike Gauntlet scoring system breaks down. We have 4 elements, each one worth 25 points. First, the downhill. Every time we touch the brakes, you lose a point. Then uphill, time. 8 minutes as our benchmark. Every 5 seconds over that, you lose a point. Then the uphill MPG. 6 MPG is our benchmark. Every 0.2 mpg below that, we lose a point. And finally, every reviewer gets maximum 25 points for the subjective part. We average that together and come up with a final number for the truck.
And we're using a hindsight camera again because this is a narrower truck. Nobody wants to use the mirror extensions. But when you're using this wide of a trailer, RV is 8.5 feet wide, you want to have either super great mirrors or have a camera system.
Yeah, by the way, the payload on this truck is 1,470. That's the payload max.
Yeah.
Towing maximum on the 4x4 is a 7,600.
Brian's doing good back there. We're going to go into fast lanes. There's nowhere else to go.
Nice, and there's no traffic issues today. Right. So we're clean run, full throttle. We just did it, all the way. I'm gonna give you a hint. We're over 8 minutes.
Oh, well, I suspected that, but I like the power it's done. I mean, it's not a race car, but
I feel safe.
Yeah,
I'm not feeling unsafe in this truck.
Yeah, we're set up.
Okay,
right.
We're coming to the end of the run. I'm gonna hit it now. Okay, what MPG?
MPG is 6.7.
6.7. 8 minutes and 55 seconds. 8:55. So it actually did it slower than what I expected it to do. Okay, again, so let's give our subjective scores out of a total of 25.
Okay.
I'll go first, okay?
Sure.
I'm gonna give the Canyon 23 points. So the handling and ride was good on this truck. We had it set up right with the weight distributing hitch. There was no sway, pretty much. I didn't feel any. Downhill, it worked really great. One brake application. Power was a little bit lacking, and it did almost 9 minutes up the hill, but I didn't feel unsafe. I felt like we still could keep 50 miles an hour and go up the hill. So I gave it a high score. I have high confidence in this truck.
I mean, yeah.
So what's your score?
My score. You want to know my score? It's 19.
All right.
The power, I wish it had more power, but it held 3,000 RPM, so that's what it has. But my gosh, it has factory exhaust brake, factory integrated brake controller. All those things are standard on it, and it's comfortable. I fit in there. My armrest, the tall enough armrest. So, I mean, I fit very well in a truck. It handled well. It doesn't squat much. I mean, it's a good overall around truck, and it's got also integrated brake controller, which all those things are pluses.
It's one button, right?
Yeah, it's one button for the exhaust and the tow mode.
Yeah.
So that's the hard thing about it. Is you can't find much wrong with it.
Now, adding all the scores together, right? We had the downhill, the uphill MPG. This is the king on this hill with 6.7 MPGs overall across all the trucks. The final score is 87.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I think that's the highest total score and the highest individual scores we've had of any truck so far.
Yeah. This is Andres Minoff for the Fast Lane Truck and
Kent with MrTruck.com.
Come back to TFLTruck.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews.
And truck surprises.
It's a very simple question. What's the better towing truck, a half-ton or a mid-sized truck? Normally the answer would be this, a half-ton truck, but today we've got a very special mashup review because next to me is a brand spanking new Ford F-150 with the 5-liter. And over here we have the GMC Canyon. But Kent, there's something special under the hood of this truck. What is it?
Yeah, this is the baby Duramax Diesel 2.8 liter.
So coming up next, we're going to find out which of these two trucks is more fuel efficient towing.